like to take you to this opportunity to welcome our esteemed panel members for today's panel discussion. So, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ishika, for that wonderful introduction and for capturing the heart of what Lesson Law is all about. It's truly an honor to moderate today's panel on global perspectives on social media crimes and legal liability. And I'm genuinely excited about the conversation we are about to have with our exceptional panelists. Before we bring them on and get started, I'd like to just take a few minutes to set the context because this topic isn't just abstract or distant, it's actually happening right now, every single day to real people across India and around the world. And it's changing the legal field faster than almost anything else that we are seeing. Social media, ladies and gentlemen, has given us incredible ways to connect, share ideas, build communities, learn, and even create opportunities. But it had also become the main stage for some of the most damaging crimes of our time. Deepfakes that ruin reputations or enable fraud, non consensual intimate images that cause lifelong trauma, hate speech that spills into real world violence, digital arrest scams that trick people into handing over their life savings, misinformation that influences elections and even public health, and many such others, especially the rapid spread of child exploitation materials. In India, the scale is staggering. Last year alone, cybercrime complaints jumped about 24%, crossing 28 lakh cases on the national portal. Financial losses reached roughly 22,000, more than 22,000 crores, with investment and digital scams making up the lion's share. Reports this year show Indians are seeing on average of 4 deepfakes every single day, and many people simply don't feel confident spotting them. Globally, the story is similar. Generative AI is making scams more believable, faster to produce, and harder to stop. These issues strike at trust, privacy, economic security, and democracy and personal safety as well. That's why regulators are moving quickly. In fact, just a few days ago, India saw the updated intermediary guidelines coming into effect, which bring in a whole new framework for synthetically generated information and deepfakes, mandatory labeling, provenance tracking, user declaration, technical checks, proactive detention by proactive detection by platforms and takedown windows as short as 2 or 3 hours for most serious cases. It's a strong push towards accountability, but it also opens up big questions about free speech, over censorship, AI innovation, and how we enforce rule across our borders. Now, why does this matter so much to you, especially to the young law students, young advocates, and earlier career professionals who are joining us in this session today? This is one of the most exciting, fastest growing, and in demand areas of law right now. Tech companies, fintech startups, social media platforms, government bodies like MeetI, I4C, specialized law firms, data protection officers, and international organizations as well. They're looking for people who understand both law and technology. Whether it's advising compliance with these new deepfake rules or any such complex handling of such matters. Upskilling in cyber law, data protection, digital forensics, platform liabilities, and specifically in today's time, AI regulations isn't optional anymore because in today's world, that is how you become truly employable and relevant because almost every legal problem is now has a digital angle. And that's the whole reason that less than law exists to give you practical training, real world exposure, expert guidance, and hands on skills so you walk out confident, ready to contribute from day one. With that foundation in place, let me now warmly welcome our outstanding panelists. First, I would like to introduce Dr. Sai Sushanth Samudrala, who is a cyber law expert and a techno legal consultant. He dons various hats, ranging from an academician, avid writer, corporate trainer, besides being known for his sharp intellect and exceptional oratory skills, addressing more than 1800 plus conferences in his lecture circuit. He honed his skills in AI, cybersecurity, cyber forensics, cybercrime investigation and analysis, digital evidence analysis, cybercrime prosecution and defense, cybersecurity incident response, cyber law compliance audit, data protection, and developed a reputation as a reliable and technically sound cyber tech lawyer, a piano playing lawyer with dreams bigger than any obstacle in his path. And then we have Dr. Deepak Kumar, who is a senior digital forensic and cyber intelligence professional with extensive experience in cybersecurity, digital forensics, and cybercrime investigations. He is currently associated with the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center (I4C), Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, with a strong background in operational and cybersecurity, social media intelligence, incident response, and national security. He has advised and collaborated with law enforcement agencies, government bodies, and international organizations. Dr. Kumar is also a distinguished trainer and guest faculty, having,
Inailu.
having delivered sessions for various ministries, investigative agencies, and security institutions, contributing significantly to capacity building in cybercrime and digital forensics domain. Unfortunately, our third speaker, Ms. Janvi Sharma, could not be here because she had some personal family emergency. So we'll begin with brief opening remarks from each of the speakers today. And then I request you to please share your initial thoughts on the current landscape. After that, we'll move to a moderated conversation covering the evolving nature of these crimes. And since it's an open platform, I would request everybody to put in your questions on the chat box so we can make it more interactive, more conversational. So to get started, I request our panelist, Dr. Sai Sushanth Samudrala, to kickstart things with your opening remarks. Dr. Sushant, Dr. Samudrala, if you're there, thank you so much.
Uh, Thank you so much, Divyaish. Good evening to everybody. It's a pleasure coming back to letslearnlaw.com, and it's a wonderful initiative. And I must really appreciate the thought leadership on coming up with this kind of a initiative. So at the outset, I would like to thank Divyesh and the entire team of Let's Learn Law for this opportunity. And uh, it's a very interesting domain, shall I say? I think today it's no longer the haves and have-nots, but I must say that today, if you're one of them who's using a digital device or digital data, I think it's now not just the haves and have-nots, but now you're either a creator or a or an influencer or a platform. I would put it this way. So it's no longer the haves and have-nots, nor the digital literate or digital illiterate, but it's just all about creators, influencers, and platforms. So this, in short, I would say that is the current play market of the social media. So I think when I'm talking about social media, I'm very clear in saying that data is the cream of the AI cake today. So which brings in a huge kind of legal policy and regulatory aspects on the table. So shall I say today, with this intermediary guidelines, there's a good news and there's also a bad news. The good news is that due diligence parameters have been clearly defined, and the bad news is the moment there's no compliance, you get exposed to civil and criminal liabilities. So, which is damages by way of compensation, or which could also end up in criminal prosecution. So, with this context, I think it's all in the mindset today. And what I would like to primarily focus on in today's panel discussion is, yes, we are in the age of AI. We are living, and we'll have to go by what AI is all about. But whether we like it or not, it's very important that we stay alive to the fact that AI is a part of our human life. If not already, it's become a center to social media content. Today, thanks to AI with Gemini AI and Chat GPTs and the like, I think there's a lot of content that's been created left, right, and center that's been uploaded across various social media platforms. And all that new rules bring in is certain kinds of due diligence obligations and certain set of golden principles, shall I say. And basically, if you're able to cover your back, and then move around the social media, I think life is all going to be safe. So it's not that AI is going to be completely banned, or it's going to be exposing you to certain kind of legal liabilities, and not that it's going to be making you eligible for legal prosecution. But all that we're looking at is that certain kinds of due diligence parameters, certain kinds of timelines, certain kinds of obligations upon the platforms as well as upon the users who are using AI today on the social media. When I talk of this, I would just like to share one or two interesting scenarios that we have come across in the AI ecosystem today. Being a tech lawyer, we always are fancied upon the different kinds of applications that technology brings in with regard to cyber law and the litigation in the cyberspace. Well, we had a very interesting case that I thought of sharing with you, which happened about 3 days back, wherein a job portal which has got a careers page on its website. Very good, fantastic. And internet has made geography a history. So today, it's no longer the boundary that is going to govern the internet. Internet has become boundaryless. And sitting across in one jurisdiction, one country, I'm able to access the portal belonging to some other country, upload my data, and go ahead and access the same. So when one of the social media pages of one of the organizations in India opened up a careers option, well, somebody opened up a social media page of them, and then they went ahead and clicked upon the link, and they were directed to the careers page, and they happened to upload their data. And data has become the new asset today. And lo and behold, it's become very interesting that this person applied for a particular position, and unfortunately, he was not granted that particular position. Well, he decided to take the legal route and pursue legal action against the company for non compliance to data protection law and the like. So, what was interesting before us is here the AI algorithms, whether they actually played a role to actually cause some kind of a bias, because this guy claims that he had met all the required prerequisites of the job description, and hence he is eligible for the job. But unfortunately, he was given an ineligible tag by the AI algorithm. That's what he claims. But all that interesting domain that I would like to put forth before this August assembly is that today, in this kind of a scenario, who's going to be made liable? Is it the social media company who's offered the link, or is it the company, or is it the web developer who has developed the portal? I think that's a very interesting question that came before us. Well, the answer, there's no straitjacket formula, but all I'm trying to say is, as a legal expert in this domain, if you're basically able to adapt due diligence, I think life will looks safe. It can immune you from your liability, or else just merely having prerequisite privacy policies. And if you're in a hurry to have your checkbox models, I think it's all hat and no cattle, because it does not really uh, solve the present issue. So this with this interesting case, I'd like to move on to the second case and then open up the panel for discussion. And one more interesting case that I would like to talk to you about is that today, in the era of social media, it's no longer the era where what you're actually thinking of. Today, breakups have become part and parcel of everyone's life. Whether we like it or not, we are in the era of love and breakups. Well, I had an interesting case where in one of the breakups, the ex partner actually tried to access the private photographs of the other partner. Well, lo and behold, today he tries to upload them on the social media. Thanks to the BNSS, it now becomes a criminal prosecution altogether. It becomes a criminal prosecution. It becomes an electronic forgery, and there are a lot of things that have been attached. So all I wish to bring about on this table is that, see, no matter whether it's morning lovers and evening divorce, that's a concept that I would advocate in the online era today. But all that we need to be looking at is, what's our due diligence? End of the day, are we duly diligent? That's what is the big question. If not, then think again. Otherwise, it's going to be, we cannot no longer be in the Hobson's choice where you say take it or leave it. I think we'll have to understand that and go by. Otherwise, we're going to end up in the wrong side of the law, and it's just like having a monkey on your back. So with this short opening comments, I'd like to uh, thank the organizers for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Over to you, Divyesh.
Thank you, Sushant. And in fact, you have opened a Pandora box of discussions and questions on this particular theme. So, with this in place, I would now request our second speaker, Dr. Deepak Kumar, to please share your opening thoughts, sir. Over to you, please.
Just confirm me whether I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible, sir.
All right, thank you. Namaskar, Sabiko. Thank you for inviting me in this platform today. And the good thing is what exactly working with the ministry. But here I'm going to tell you something which is from my job experience as well, day-to-day activities happening with the law enforcement agencies. One, judiciary. Two, academies. Threes are there as well. You can say all the citizens, those who are basically working on different sectors, what exactly they are facing issues into the area of digital crime, digital security, digital things basically. And in my session, basically, I would like to highlight three, four aspects. One is we talk about cyber crimes in India, hence, we should know cybercrime basically comes under which charter. That is the first concern. Second, what sort of trending cyber crimes are happening in India that everybody's know. Like, for example, I'm talking about digital arrest, or I'm talking about investment based fraud like that. So, in that case, what sort of modus operandi is there in for knowledge for the citizen perspective? What sort of the data where law enforcement agency do investigation thoroughly? What are the aspects like suspect data, suspect details, the phone numbers, the account details, UPI details, the communication channel is called attack medium. And if suppose law enforcement need to send notice to get information regarding that particular thing, then what sort of information to whom, which email ID, which particular grievance redressal perspective, and the information which they requisition to the concerned intermediary, whether they will provide such information, then what exactly they will do with these information, how to do investigation, if any legal things connect in that case in FIR, like what sort of BNS and the relevant sections will apply, that is there. And for lesson learned perspective, recovery perspective, what is the recovery process for the money in this case? So this is one incident which I'm talking about. Similarly, there are many, more than 30, 35 plus of trending cyber crimes which is happening globally from the government of India, from the Indian cyberspace. What you have heard about romance scam, but the question is that romance scam generally dealt with what, what exactly it covered. But in India, we have like blackmailing something, sextortion, such kind of keyword generally which we are using for the cybercrime perspective. So that is the there which is here. So now the questions comes in mind: what tools and technologies which is being used by uh, suspect fraudsters, scammers, criminals, you can say. And similarly, it is very important to know how to make a career into the area of investigation, or those who already having a career into this thing, how they have to learn the different aspect. I would say he added very good point. Techno-legal is very, very important. And technically, I'm telling you, in this generative AI perspective mechanism, we have seen various information, various misuse of something. When you say misuse of something, then what exactly these kind of things? So I have few information which I would like to just showcase through my presentation. So it may be clear to understand exactly what are those things and how we have to counter such information which is there. So let me show just my screen. In that screen, you will see that a small presentation, a small case studies are there. Just quick go through about this particular, so at least you can able to connect. Just confirm me or do a thumbs up. So at
Yes,
least I
sir.
get to know exactly yes, things are coming. Okay. This is a sample AI generated based particular what do you say? A fake letter, emails, which is impersonating the I4C. I4C is the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. One. And here you can see, being as a normal person, like all kind of logos, all departments, perspective things, and well-crafted email ID where they mention proper BNS and IT Act, whatever, like and a new particular things like that. That is one information one. Similarly, that is the phishing emails which is being created by user. They can use a different online platforms. It could be black box AI, or you can say ChatGPT even though. But you mentioned that to create something for a learning perspective, even though you can see these information can created by the automated or recent this kind of platform which is there. You can see. to the code perspective. And voice cloning perspective, deep fake things are there where just you have to just give a pitch, give that context, like you say, this is this, I'm calling from so and so. And you can download that audio, you can send that audio to the concerned user. So in case, like suppose that video is going to the CEO of the company or to the top management or maybe anyone, citizen like that. In that case, whether they will identify exactly what is what, because if any public audio or somebody make a call to you and you just recorded your audio and they use that audio to generate such sort of things, that can be also workable. Narrative is there, like they use the misuse of impersonating that particular police dresses, police based content, and they mention that recovery money for user, like they seen that number is there, everything is there. So such advertisements are actually on public platform, and that is on Instagram like that. And similarly, these things are happening. Similarly, the point is what AI based social media scams with different narrative. That is one. Similarly, you can see images there. Advertisement is there talking about horror software, which is promoting to remove the the dress undress sort of things are there. So this is also kind of a platform where misuse of AI, which is there. But if you ask me what exactly happened, this one you also know that to download that application, they may ask various permissions like that. Immediately things are happening. They may use for blackmailing perspective. Fake investment based scams are there, which is basically used for different narratives. So these are the examples for the misuse of AI as well. I'm talking about social media perspective because when you connect, because everything is on social. Today, I'm also connecting with you through this medium. It's a social media. It's a networking platform like that. So such kind of ads are coming on Telegram. Such kind of applications are coming on platform. Downloaded this application. What is the situation? So study accessing gallery access, chatting, sending wedding invitation card like that. Various scams are happening. So technically, what things we need to study to identify, that is one area. And legal side, what sort of communication URL we need to send under 79(3)(b) or 69(a) or relevant act or maybe intermediary perspective, how to find these kind of links. Is that link can be blocked or banned by concerned intermediary, whether they will do a proper blocking or not, whether we have to block the IP address, is it right mechanism. So technically, non-technically, legally, everything we should know the modus, then only we can able to initiate the perspective. Removal apps are there, different mechanisms are there. Fake news are also very important, which is you can see onto the news perspective, because when you do a reverse search of such information, these informations are coming from the social media online like that. And the 9 case studies like about the manipulation contents are there, which is rapidly going in India, because in India generally कुछ भी ऐसा भेज दो और लोग जल्दी उसको समझ नहीं देखते नहीं वेरीफाई नहीं करते, फाइनली दे ट्रैप इनटू दिस ऑल थिंग. अब फेक बिल्स का भी चीजें हैं, तो डीप फेक जैसी चीजें, टेक्नोलॉजी जैसी चीजें, मिसयूज जैसी चीजें कहीं ना कहीं हो रही हैं, जहां पर आम आदमी नहीं समझ पा रहा है कि सही क्या है गलत क्या है, चाहे पढ़ाई को लेकर क्यों. अगर ये जॉब का लेटर आता है कि आपका जॉब लग गया है, आप यू आर सिलेक्टेड फॉर दिस सो एंड सो जॉब फ्रॉम द naukri.com, फ्रॉम द टाटा XYZ, आप इजिली इसको समझ नहीं पाएंगे. तो ये कैसे होता है, कहाँ पे होता है, कैसे अवेयर रहना है, कैसे लीगल एक्शन लेना है फॉर एवरी टेक्नोलॉजी, एवरीथिंग प्ले दैट एस्पेक्ट फ्रॉम एनी पर्सपेक्टिव. That is very important. So that was the initiative which was different created by. So initially ये ऐसा कुछ content जो मैंने दिखाने के लिए रखा हुआ था, बताने ताकि आप उसे कनेक्ट कर सके कि सही चीजें क्या है. ये था एक पॉइंट था, ये प्रेजेंटेशन का जो पॉइंट था बेसिकली, that was prepared by one of my team, Sonal and Hapisha. They prepared basically, but question remains here, in the malware, ransomware, use these technology for crime perspective, that basically they have to understand exactly what sort of provisions are there which can be work out for the crime and investigating perspective. So this situation is there, and touching down the forensics part, why forensic is very important, because if you're not a proper search and seizure procedure, even though how techy you are, how legally sound you are, but if it is questioned by the during prosecution, even if answer properly, then the waste of everything. Then you can't do um, proper analysis, or we can't give a proper judgment like that. We have to be connected techno legal
I guess your voice was breaking, sir. Last part we it's finished. Okay.
I'm done. I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's now open the floor to question to the panel discussion, and I request anybody who has any questions to put them in the chat box. But let me put a very open-ended question to you, sir, because considering to both of you, in fact, considering that a lot of our audience are actually young professionals and who are actually going to be the cybercrime fighters in the future, I wanted to understand in your experience what kind of when we talk about
Divyesh, you're muted.
Voice
You're
is
not
not
audible,
coming.
Divyesh.
Okay, so let
so,
me just continue. A question came
yes.
in the chat box like, how can we defeat this kind of attackers? Uh, can I can I give the answer like, or you continue?
Sure.
Please continue.
No, no, you can answer that. I'll just
Okay,
continue
great.
after that.
Raja Bag, a very good question you've asked. Like, how can we defeat this kind of attackers? This kind of attackers. Look, hence we know that people process technology. We have three things initially in cyber domain, in digital, that technology for good purpose. So suppose I'm talking on behalf of a company perspective. So companies should have a technological mechanism, a proper method. Example, by the smart hackers like that. So we should know, we should update with the this area one. Similarly, if any sort of IAM like identity access management kind of mechanism is there, what sort of policies are there? So if that is completely clear or completely comply in a proper shape, then this is somehow can help. That is one. If technology is there but user intent is not clear, user is not aware, user is not honest, or maybe some disgruntled employees or insiders are there, they might leak some data, they may sell the data insiders like that. So in that case technology can't do anything because the intention is something like that where the hackers has leaks or revealed some data, sorry, user has done something like that. And the process again, it is very clear, like people is really good, technology is again good, but the process is not as per the guideline. For example, today Fino Bank, one of the bank, major bank, Fino Bank, the CEO of the Fino Bank has been arrested by the Telangana police. It is a news actually, it's not a small thing. And you understand that if they not comply everything properly, then it could be a severe concern. So that is the things. If all the threes are properly maintained, comply and work out, then we can able to somehow, not completely, because the company who's providing cyber security practice like Accenture and all like that, even though they are getting hacked. So I'm not pointing the company itself. It could be anything. So if these things are properly in shape, somehow we can save the this kind of technology, things like that. I hope Raja Bag, I have given you an answer.
Raj, I hope you're satisfied with the answer. So now let's move ahead. I wanted to put a question to both of you. Considering that you've all worked into this space for a lot of time, years now, looking ahead a bit, let's say 2, 3 years from now, what do you think will be the biggest game changer in your opinion, specifically in fighting these social media crimes? Because obviously, as technology increases, so do the criminals find new ways to cheat or maybe do some sort of criminal activity. So, what would be the game changer in the next say 2, 3 years from your experience? Is it like the better tech from platforms, more public awareness, international cooperation, or anything? So it's up to you. Or is it something like maybe that's something that you're not actually paying close attention to yet? It is not you're not seen yet, but yes, it's there. So yes, anybody if you wants to answer.
Can I take it up, Divyesh?
Sure, sure, please.
Yeah, so I can see three things primarily on the horizon. So number one, with artificial intelligence coming in, I think that's going to be a different ball game altogether. So AI accountability will be a very interesting question that I'm seeing on the horizon. And number two is the kind of uh, adoption of technology. See, that's where one of the major key areas is that how will these camps be targeting? Would they be targeting only a particular group of individuals or educated or the mass or whatever be it? I think the second thing that I would be looking at it is the technology and the device adoption. So today, if you see, there is almost nobody, including our domestic help, who's not there on WhatsApp or who's not there on the social media. So that's another issue that I'm seeing on the horizon. And number three that I would like to inform you is that the with the kind of cyber scams that are happening on a daily basis, I think cyber criminals are being very innovative and they're coming up with different approaches. So I think awareness is one of the key elements that I'm seeing on the horizon. So I think, according to me, these three are going to be playing a key role in the near future. So one is the AI and the technology. Second one is the digital adoption, and the third one being the awareness and also the kind of the innovative approaches that are happening across the social media criminals.
Makes sense. Dr. Kumari, would you like to add something to that?
They perfectly said. I'm completely agree with Dr. Sushant because I'm just tell you like he's a very good old friend of mine as well, and I'm happy to see again here. So adding something like yes, awareness is really important. But tell me, I'm asking to the audience basically, if I'm teaching you something like how uh, if you what is the future of automobile in India and update with the latest advancement into the area of automobile. That is one. Or second, I'm saying like read something about the missile, what sort of new appliances which is being used to design something, the architecture or something. So this is the area like that. So similarly, when you're talking about the awareness part, what is happening in India, even though, like suppose a person he is a CISO level, CXO level, or top level, board member level, or a person is like a mid level, which is not techie, is HR or something like that, or maybe some supply chain department where the technologies roles are not playing like that. And there's something who are the users like those who are peon and those who do a normal job in office, not linked with any technology like that, and all are linked with the company because something happened with them, then comes like that कि हाँ यह एम्प्लॉय इस कंपनी का था जिसने ऐसा कुछ गलत किया और डेटा ब्रीच हुआ या हैक हुआ आग लग गई लाइक दैट. तो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज अवेयरनेस प्ले रोल, बट अवेयरनेस में कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग में लिटरली आई एम टेलिंग यू नो कंपनी इज गिविंग डैम थिंग फॉर अवेयरनेस ऑफ देयर यूजर्स. बहुत रेयरली होता है कंप्लायंस फॉलो करने के लिए. ये सिलेक्टिव लोगों को ही सिर्फ ट्रेनिंग्स दी जाती हैं थॉरली क्योंकि सर्टिफिकेशंस कॉस्ट करता है. जनरल अवेयरनेस एक अलग चीज होती है, साइबर हाइजीन एक अलग चीज होती है. तो यह बड़ा ग्रे एरिया है कि अगर हम किसी को समझाते हैं साइबर हाइजीन के बारे में या फिर साइबर सिक्योरिटी के बारे में, साइबर एसेंशियल एक्चुअली राइट वर्ड इज कॉल्ड साइबर एसेंशियल, then very rarely we have seen that they have to implement that sort of practices. सो नोइंग इज समथिंग एल्स कि हमें ये पता है, बट उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना इज समथिंग एल्स कि हम उस पर क्या डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं, हम क्या क्लिक कर रहे हैं, हमें अभी नया जो मोडस ऑपरेंडी है उसमें हम क्या करें. क्योंकि अगर ऐसा होता तो इतनी अवेयरनेस के बावजूद भी लोग साइबर में डिजिटल अरेस्ट में बड़े लिखे लोग क्लिक कर रहे हैं, एपीके इंस्टॉल कर रहे हैं, फाइनली दे आर ट्रैपिंग इनटू दिस पर्टिकुलर. सो यह एक ऐसा एरिया जिसपे हमें थॉरोली वर्क करना पड़ेगा, करवाना पड़ेगा अवेयरनेस को लेकर के, बिकॉज ये एक सच्चा मैकेनिज्म, क्लियर मैकेनिज्म है जो एक अच्छा आउटपुट दे सकता है. बिकॉज लीगल के बारे में बात करें तो टेक्निकल जो लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट है, टेक्निकल आईटी पर्सन, उसको लीगल के बारे में नहीं पता है कि ये छोटी छोटी धाराएं हैं, छोटे छोटे रूल्स हैं जिसको आप करके प्रॉपरली हेल्प हो सकती है. बट लीगल भी है तो उनको टेक्निकली नहीं पता कि एग्जैक्टली अच्छा आईपी एड्रेस में 4 ऑक्टेट होते हैं, अगर इसमें ये यूआरएल में ये हट जाएगा तो ये नहीं चलेगा. हैश वैल्यू ये कहलाती है. सिमिलरली लाइक दैट अवेयरनेस शुड बी go in a proper shape, proper level that would be helpful for the situation. That is one. टेक्नोलॉजिकल पर्सपेक्टिव गवर्नमेंट शुड डू बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट का रोल है. अगर आप लैंड में सारे कार्य कर रहे हैं, इफ यू होस्टिंग द कंटेंट इन ऑन द क्लाउड, इफ एनी
Sorry,
लीगल नोटिस इज गोइंग समवेयर. यस
sorry,
प्लीज.
sorry to just interrupt you, sir. I'll request if you could just speak in English also, because we have a mixed audience, mix of international as well. So the 50% people joining from across the globe.
Oh, okay, great, no problem. So nice of you to told me because मुझे लगा शायद. Anyways, so my point is that like even though the new era, when you say that the which chat GPT is good, so yes, which technology is good, so yes, we have to take help of the technology that can really help out because end of the day, the judiciary is the supreme. If we don't know about such thing and we still thinking about AI is top rocket science and all, then even though many people they don't know actual meaning of AI, what exactly is these things. For me, even it though we have to drill down to know exactly what is the use of AI in governance, what the use of AI in legal domain, what the use of something like that. So that is the nutshell which I try to explain this one. I hope I touched the answer which exactly the user wants.
Yes, sir, of course. So there's a very interesting question by from Aditi. It says, how do you see these new 2026 deepfake rules actually playing out for platforms? Do you think the 2-3 hour takedown windows are realistic, and are we setting up platforms and maybe even users for a lot of unintended trouble? It's a good question. Anybody, Sushant, would you like to take it?
May I take it up?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please. Legal wale question you have to take because I'm not. I'm from the legal background. But yes, I would try
No
to
issue.
connect the technical part. Please.
No issue. So, all I'm just trying to tell you is yes, it may look very impractical, but I must say that the rules bring in certain kinds of obligations upon the platforms. If you look at the rule 3, subsection 1, it brings in certain kinds of an obligation upon the platform. For example, the identity will have to be disclosed. And but the moment you have the identity disclosure, then you have certain kind of understanding about the identity of the particular user. And second, we'll also have to identify this kind of AI synthetic content that's been posted and that's been uploaded. And number three, once you verify the AI signature stamps and things like that, so they will be able to track down to a certain extent, and they'll end the strip of anonymity. And I must say that the anonymous accounts become the glass house. So that's the whole point behind these roles. And not just that, the identity of the real violator will have to also be I mean, we'll also be bringing the social media platforms to an extent of identification. So that's where we also have the concept of even mandatory reporting for either POSCO or BNS and things like that. So I would say that this timelines though may appear as a kind of gray area, but I must say that it's a first leapfrogging step towards some kind of a social media control. So that's all I can say from a pure legal perspective. Well, there are going to be some potholes here and there, but basically there's no straitjacket formulas. If you're able to basically cover your back and move on the road, I think we can skip the bumpy rides.
Wonderfully painted, Sushant. So next question is for Dr. Kumar. I believe you can take this up. It says, how are things being tackled in small cities specifically, where people are very less aware, and specifically agencies are also, they lack certain training, capacity building, and there is also a very big challenge to take them to court.
All right. So it's very good thing which is there. So I'm pointing a few things which is very important. Uh, like cyber, there's no judicial perspective. Like it's a borderless crime. Borderless incidents are happening and happening from different eras. So step by step we'll go one. If any content has been leaked on what platform, what medium, that platform, that website, that server, that particular service ownership, the country or that particular jurisdictional area, that is really important, and that's why the grievance perspective when we're sending notices, and accordingly if it is pertains under our treaty or our legal perspective, then only they can provide the information. But the point is here, the rural areas, those people are not aware with the new method. They are simply trapped with the sort of cyber crimes, you can say that. In that case, what is happening? One, if that thing can report it through local police, or you can say cybercrime portal, which is designed by, which is facilitated by Government of India, Ministry of Home Affairs, which is cybercrime.gov.in. That website access which we have given to all the pan India police, that is two. The helpline number which is given by us, it is 1930. It's a toll-free number for reporting cybercrime in India. Three, for certain computer emergency response teams, such sort of cyber security nodal thing for incident response pertaining to cyber security, cyber threats matters are there. Similarly, NCI PC is also there for the critical sector. So such kind of avenues which is being created by the government of India. If you're talking about the Indian perspective, every country does have the same thing. That is one. Point number two, the moment when they report information, they are reporting the suspect. It could be number, the NPCI play role. for the UPI. If it's a fintech, something like that, then the portal itself have more than 800 fintech intermediaries in India, which has onboarded onto the portal under CFMC, under CFCFR, initiative, a module, which is taking care of fintech analysis and investigation. And when the report complaint has been reported, that complaint may go for FIR. And once the FIR has been done, then a bank itself, with the help of API, they hold the money. That is the process. And immediately, if the investigation can be initiated by the police, then they can send notice, they can get the information to heard. Very important. The suspect data, which is created by the registry, basically that required KYC information. If they prove their themselves as a proper shape and proper information like that, then they are unhold, or like they will work out again. But again, if they're not properly put the data, put their information in accurate, clear manner, then that number, that particular details is going to be banned or removed from the like that. So these things are there three. Fourth, then we take this information, sending notice to the concerned banks or the concerned intermediaries to comply. The notice comply the information which is sent by legally through the police or like that. And that website, that number is also used to aware citizen through the Cyber Dost initiative by the government of India. That awareness is telling that yes, you should not use this website, should not use this kind of platform. So sometimes that cybercrime awareness is being floated through the social media handle, and that handle is available on all the platform. It is by the name of Cyber Dost, CYBERDOST. So similar campaigns are being initiated, and hence this all comes into the charter of concerned state or UT. They have to take action, like what information, what punishment, what offenses, what everything they have to take. They are free to do these all things. That's why things are happening. So like today we have a session here. I told you about such kind of initiative are there. There are many LEAs, law enforcement bodies and judiciaries, even though sometimes they may not aware with this all services which is being used by or facilitated by the government of India for the betterment of the cyber crime ecosystem in India. So that is the things which is there.
Thank you so much. I believe Sushant, this next question is for you. It says,
Yes.
with increasing regulatory activism worldwide, are we moving from a notice and takedown regime towards a duty of proactive monitoring
Yeah, I
model?
think
And
I
if
think
so,
we are moving towards the proactiveness. But what I would really recommend here is that proactiveness is always better. Like the English idiom which says prevention is better than cure. I think that's a better way of doing some kind of a monitoring rather than crying over spilt milk later on. So in a way, I'll say that these are kind of due diligence parameters that have been instilled upon the users as well as upon the platform to make sure that there is a safe practice that's happening across the domain. So I would say that this is a fantastic approach, and of course, the approach cannot be a mere cut copy paste. It will have to be homogenized, and I feel that this could be one of the approaches that we could look at ideally. And at the same time, see what really becomes important is the freedom of speech and expression, which is the fundamental right guaranteed by the Constitution, will also have to be upheld. So free speech is not that we have absolute speech and then we'll have absolute fundamental right. They are subject to reasonable restrictions. So I would believe that these are the kind of restrictions that we should adopt while we are uploading, creating, conceiving, or rather liking or read sharing any kinds of content on the social media platforms. I think these are some things that we'll have to keep in mind as a golden principle, or shall I say, these are the basic due diligence parameters that you and I, as social media users and social media intermediaries like the Facebooks and the LinkedIn's of the world will have to look into. I think these are the gospel truths, if you ask me, that countries will have to primarily look into. And one more question that I was actually looking at, in the chat box is that there are a lot of digital arrests and AI misuse that is happening across, and this has happened post the IT Act era. So what I would like to tell you is that IT Act was never intended for this kind of an regulation altogether. If you look at the main intention behind the IT Act, it's very clear. India became the signatory to United Nations Convention. And today, whatever we are doing electronically, whether it's the digital payments, whether it's digital business, or whether it's the quick commerce, or whether it's the social media activities that you and I are doing, everything becomes legal because of the Information Technology Act. The intention behind this act is to give legal recognition to electronic transactions. Well, it's like a typical Bollywood masala movie which has something to do with romance, something to do with suspense, something to do with sentiment. In the similar way, I would call the Indian IT Act as a typical masala Bollywood approach. It has something to do on cybercrime, something to do on electronic contracts, something to do on digital signatures and electronic signatures, something to do on cyber contraventions, and something to do upon due diligence. So, likewise, we already started supplementing them with, the certain set of amendments like the IT rules 2021 and the IT directives 2022, the certain guidelines, and now we had the 2026 intermediary guidelines as well. So we started supplementing them with certain pieces of regulations, but we also have the other BNS and the BNSS, which are the penal statutes. So ideally, I would say that cybercrime is not something that is covered under the domain of IT Act. The moment you look at the IT Act, please go ahead and search for the same term cybercrime. You can never find it because that's never the intention behind the law. The intention was to promote e-governance, to promote e-commerce, to give legal recognition to electronic transactions, and that's the whole intention of upon the IT Act. And post that, we already started now to look at the BNS and the BNSS, which have added some provisions relating to digital arrest, whether it's extortion or whether it's anything to do with the section 308, 351, and even the IT Act. We have 66C, 66C, D, and also F for that matter, and also 66 for that matter. So primarily, I think if you look at these things, I think all of these digital arrests are nothing but electronic record published in false particulars, or electronic record which is in false information. So they are false electronic record, and it can amount to forgery. So that's something that I also thought of addressing, Divyesh. Over to you.
No, no, well said. I understand that we are running out of time, but I have a question that has come to me on a personal chat, which says that if we are able to identify, I believe this is for you, Dr. Kumar, it says that if we are able to identify the main tools or main websites or main, such platforms which are being used to generate deepfakes or, APK software, so why don't just, wouldn't it be more feasible to just ban them, those links, just like we are banning, pornography links as well? So on the same front, will it be a good measure to kind of ban them? I believe that's the intention of the question. Just blacklist them, I believe, not let them access from it.
That's great. Today, in morning, we have a session, even though the same question arises over there from the police itself. Coming back to the answer, like, yes, I mean, we are banning, government is banning those applications, those website. If you see the total number of applications from the parliament question, you can Google about that particular, like India has banned various applications. One, they have banned various URLs which initiate obscene, illicit content, or maybe anything which is pertains and violation of something like that. Three, 793B as well, 69A, the states are sending notices for blocking, even though Sahyog portal is there in Indian perspective, where directly intermediaries are onboarded on their Sahyog portal by the MH itself. And the deepfake websites, which is like that APK application, that application source, I mean, it is a side loading application, but still it's coming through WhatsApp. Then WhatsApp is the source. So similar pattern perspective. Yes, things are has been we're sending for the blocking perspective. Government is sending. When you're saying sending, government, like it's like iForce itself, they are sending when it is reported to the portal. That is one. As well, if it is a state by state perspective, state has already banned various things, like for example GST. GST has banned various what do you say, such online gaming application which is not complying the RBI's guidelines. Even though today SEBI is also sending notices for blocking. Yes, so these are the technical bodies, they do belong. So if you have a such thing in your mind, I would say one thing, you can report on cybercrime. That is one. And we have second more option, like if you're talking about the website perspective. we have a very good feature which we have given for the perspective like that. I'm just sharing you, so at least you will get a real idea and how this can be really work out. So that is a portal which you can say that is cybercrime when you go. So I just do what I just typing cybercrime, cybercrime. So this is the portal. That is one. Similarly, this option called report and check suspect. This is the option called report suspect. The second option. Here you can click this. So go to the website, go to so and so. When you click here, the page will open. And can you see my screen like that? Just thumbs up.
Yes, sir.
In that option, you have report suspect. There you can try to write a website, WhatsApp, phone number, email, SMS, deepfake, the URL, everything is there. Mobile app, you just report. So the option is there. The things have been scrutiny by the law enforcement or the state. Enter the name of the mobile, enter the evidence, which is very important. Just like two, three lines, hardly. It is so and so. Fill the captcha, submit it. Simple. This is something where you don't need to report a complaint or you can say FIR like that. It is only for one way information sharing kind of platform, which is really important for the perspective.
It's very, very encouraging to hear, and thank you for releasing this particular feature. In fact, I'll let you know that at Lesson Law we were discussing this initiative, and we are all lawyers here, and we have had these things happen to people we know, our clients as well. So at Listener Law, what we have decided is from the very first, from 1st April onwards, or from 2nd April onwards, all the 100,000 people that we are connected with through different mediums, we will every periodically will be sending some cyber awareness campaign. Especially we know that you mentioned this has to be included. Request my colleague Ishika to take note of it. We'll include these in sending this mass awareness campaign that we're going to be doing. So on that note, thank you so much to Dr.
Divyesh,
Sushant
can
and
I
Deepak.
just add two lines before we
Sure,
end it?
sure, sure. Please, 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 please go ahead.
So I just thought of ending it on a lighter note. So like Shashi Tharoor always quotes, I belong to the Henry VIII School of Public Speaking. So like Henry always tells his wives that I shall not make you wait long. So I don't want to make everybody wait long. So I just want to end it on a very light note. People posting any content on social media may think that they're posting smart and may think that it is as effective as the mystic cipher. But end of the day, I would like to conclude by saying that any post on social media would be at your own risks, and that is the long buried prophecy, which is the chilling truth that blurs the line. So let's try to read between the lines and say, post everything on social media, be cautious, and don't be in a hurry to tick all the requisite boxes, and don't become the lab rat for any law enforcement official, because unfortunately or fortunately we live in an era which says that ignorance of law is no excuse in the eyes of law. So with this statement, I thought I'll just end it up. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr.
So
Sushant.
let me I just want to add
Yes,
something more, which is important because uh, like cyber security awareness, cyber crime awareness, it is very important to understand exactly what we are talking about. A free content which is available, which is compiled by my team. Actually, just want to showcase, so at least this may be helpful. So you can use this kind of data for learning perspective. Let me share my screen just for 1 minute, hardly.
sure.
All right. So that is the okay. So this is the cybercrime website. Control D, cybercrime. Here, this is a learning corner. That is one. At this corner, you can check the content advisories, safety tips, media gallery, daily digest, training resource. Everything is available, and RTIs, whatever things are. That is one option which is there. Similarly, for cybercrime awareness, all the content you can see at the bottom for this particular. Just 1 second. This one. This video gallery, Facebook gallery, and all. Or this is the awareness content. You can choose such kind of handle. If you want to see on Twitter, on Facebook, you can check the content which is for awareness and cybercrime, latest modus perspective, which is there. Apart from that, we do have one more thing like a content which is posted by a team here. For example, like this, a, a content which was posted for cybercrime, which, for example, this a single question like suppose this is the spot. Uh, she cheated on one me. The question is, what would you scan it? Simple question, answer it. Yes or no. Similar other question like you got this particular content. Will you block today? Then what happens? Suppose this is the content now. To connect this cybercrime angle, investigation angle, and legal angle, exactly what could be done because the number is one that can be traceable, that can be CDR, CAF, and all like that. OSINT is important, open source intelligence, and the link is called this. So, to sending notice to block this link exactly, will this will work or not? That is the question again. A question like that. This is the letter from the Judicial Magistrate of First Class Delhi. Now, this is the notice. So, simple question to the audience like whether this is real or fake. The question like that. Similarly, how to go with this kind of mechanism called the fake invitation of the application. So some content is which is available. You can able to check. A PDF was there. Allow me some time. I'll share with Rishika the compiled PDF file that may be reshare or use for your personal perspective, and you it can be work out. This is really interesting for the same
We
thing.
will in fact share these with all the attendees here, all the people who have attended. That will be better.
Sure, sure,
Rishika,
of
please take
course.
note of.
And apart from that, I've shared my number as well. So this could be helpful to all the peoples for what? If any assistance regarding the internship, that is one. If anything which you want to share your knowledge or to help out to the government of India, which that is really important. Your idea is really appreciable because it's a learning. It's not like I can teach you something. You can give me some idea like, sir, this can be do. We can integrate this like that. So that is the whole sole idea. And thanks once again to all of you. Cybercrime.gov.in is the website. 1930 is the helpline. साइबर दोस्त इज द हैंडल. एक सिर्फ आपके सिटीजन्स के अवेयरनेस के लिए ऐसा कोई प्रमोशन नहीं है, इसमें कोई फाइनेंशियल बेनिफिट नहीं, बट अवेयर रहिए, जागरूक रहिए. थैंक यू. जय हिंद.
Thank you, thank you. And last point you mentioned was very, very important because uh, these type of crime can be only fought when more and more people collaborate to bring this to an end. So on that note, thank you so much to all the panelists, and it was a real pleasure. From Leston Law, I want to personally thank you, and we look forward to having you in our future sessions. Thank you so much. Please take care.